The Buckeyes in the road scarlet uniforms, Indiana in the home whites. And a call against the Hoosiers. Ohio State will have possession. There's McKeown for Ohio State, one of 7 players from overseas. Kara, explain to us how that works with these coaches trying to get field hockey players from outside the states.
Well, you know, international players bring in knowledge of the game to the U.S. that the U.S. doesn't really have. I mean, a lot of the international students have been playing the game a lot longer. Most places in the U.S., Pennsylvania is a rarity in this, but most places in the U.S. you don't start playing field hockey until 6th or 7th grade. That might be a card.
The second half surge for Ohio
Aggressive
State.
play by Chang. And you know, Rolf van der Kerkhoff, the Michigan State head coach, they have a significant amount of Dutch girls on the team, and this is how he explained it. He said that there are 4 elements of field hockey, or 4 factors of field hockey, and the international students can bring 2 of those. That's knowledge of the game and tactics of the game, and the American players bring a physicality to the game and a fitness to the game. So it's kind of complementing those elements of field hockey into the game that makes the ability for the international players to play in this conference make it competitive, and rightly so. And if you notice the individual skills that some of the international girls have over the ball, such as Coyle, such as Berta Corral in the front line, I mean, it really is a certain superiority of maturity that they have over the ball.
And really in the States, Kara, these players start picking up field hockey, what, in 7th, 8th, and 9th grade?
I didn't start until 7th grade, and I was an avid soccer player before that. And my field hockey coach hounded me, and she says, "I can't wait to get a stick in your hand, Lindsay." And you know, it's not played at such an early age, but you know, these international students bring something to it.
Coyle on the back pass was looking for Gerald, and a call against Ohio State. Indiana down by 3 goals. There's Coyle, who was monstrous in there for the Buckeyes in the first 35 minutes. Kelsey Kuiper tries to go through Cowie's legs. Corey Broadegum with the free hit.
And here we see Boyer in the backfield working with Mogliati as they were doing in the first half. And then you see Cacciatore, number 9, cutting off the option to the back pass that will go back to Boyer, preventing them from doing the double transfer. So now that that option is taken away, Indiana needs to find another way to try to outlet the ball out of their backfield.
Danica Deckert had that one swatted away by Mogliati on a nice tackle.
Great decision making and move by Mogliati, and here they are moving the ball outside to the right field. And Amy Robertson was just saying at halftime that they need to attack the outside space, outside being the outside of the field.
Malici towards the end line, and the Hoosiers will earn a long hit. Jen Shuley and Cowie trying to battle Kelsey Kuiper. There's Cowie, another foreign player for Ohio State. And also Ann Wilkinson in that regard, Kara, said that a lot of these foreign teams will come towards the East Coast or somewhere in the States play in tournaments, and that's a chance for the coaches to go out there and take a look at these players.
And you know what, Cowie is from Trinidad and Tobago, and sometimes, I mean, like Michigan State, for example, has a lot of Dutch girls on the team. And once you start to get Dutch girls in the program, you know, it feeds back to Holland, to maybe where these girls are originally from. Cowie from Trinidad and Tobago, Yesenia Luces, who is a girl that played here a couple years ago. She was from Trinidad. There's a Swedish girl on the team, Nora, and before her there was another Swedish girl on the team. So, I mean, it's kind of keeping with a certain, I guess you could say, traditions that you have with certain teams or certain countries on your team, but definitely the case with Trinidad and Tobago.
Boyer for Indiana working side by side with Mogliati. Here come the Hoosiers at the striking circle. A direct shot. Tinnitus is there. Hoosiers trying to get one in, and they will. Notching the goal for Indiana is Jacqueline Malici, and that's her first tally of the year.
Being in the right spot at the right time by number 22 on Indiana, being off the far post. Nicely done, just positioning yourself outside the post and being able to knock the ball in, to have it just a 2-goal game at this point. But talk about being opportunistic. As soon as at your top of the circle, take a shot. Nice effort by number 22 off the right post.
Now it's just a 2-goal game. Tinnitus was close, trying to halt that one. along with Bree Doak. Malici is a player who is a reserve. She gets in later in the contest, and that really showcases the depth for Indiana's team. Indiana has 8 different goal scorers, and Amy Robertson told us when we were at practice earlier in the week that, hey, Morgan Fleetwood is great. She's going to get in there and rip a lot of direct shots, but we want other players to step up too.
And you know what, last year Fleetwood carried a lot of weight on the forward line. Now she has a lot of players along with her that she can kind of balance off of. And check out Coyle's absolute tremendous stick ability right there. Just able to control the ball and her body and get the call for her favor. But you know, also the thing about Indiana is that they don't have an exact core that really stays on the field for the whole game. They have a lot of girls able to come in and play in different roles and positions. And sometimes, like with Malici, you have that little fire starter. You know, if you get the first goal of the game, you kind of try to take the momentum off of that.
Malici towards the sideline. Couldn't play that one on her stick. And Coyle once again really exhibiting today why she indeed is a first-team All-Big Ten player. Ohio State now has to come up with a defensive side. Fleetwood with the reverse, punched out by Tonitis.
Hoosiers are definitely taking the momentum from that goal, able to really control the ball now, and they're putting a lot of pressure on Ohio State's midfield and defense, and not only putting pressure on, coming up with the ball.
Sharena Chang inside the striking circle, a call against Ohio State, but this intensity picking up for Indiana on the offensive end, and now the pressure has shifted towards Ohio State's defense. Fleetwood for Indiana at the top of the circle was denied by McKeown, and Ohio State on the counter with Maria Briones.
Kuiper did a nice job right there with taking the ball as soon as the foul was called, putting it immediately into play. And Ohio State right now is kind of on their heels a little bit, looking at the call, looking at the official after it's made. Indiana's doing a great job of being opportunistic on those free hits.
That pass by McFadden was too far out of the reach of Sharena Chang.